Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land, news directly from Israel. And our promise to you as we go through these very, very turbulent times is to keep you updated with the latest headlines from Israel. I'm Rolene Marks, and let's take a look at the top stories making news in Israel. Israel's COVID-19 numbers have increased and are currently at 2,495 confirmed cases. At least 41 of these are serious, and 5 people have sadly passed away. It must also be noted that at least 66 people have recovered and been released from hospital. In the Gaza Strip, the numbers have increased to 9, and in the West Bank, the numbers have increased to 77 confirmed cases, with 1 death and at least 17 recoveries. Now, the next 2 weeks are critical, and yesterday at 5 o'clock, Israel entered a tougher period of lockdown, and we have the police and the army ensuring that people obey the advice of the government and the health ministry to stay indoors, except for matters of urgency like going to the supermarket or the pharmacy, and we are not allowed to go further than 100 meters from our homes. Now, Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that it is absolutely essential that everybody adheres to these rules, otherwise we will have no choice but to go into full lockdown to stem the spread of the virus. And Israel's health ministry is concerned as we approach both Pesach or Passover and Ramadan and the propensity to gather in crowds. The next 2 weeks are absolutely critical that we flatten the curve and stem the spread of the coronavirus. Now, the other big stories making headlines is what is going on at the Knesset. The Knesset going on have been like a Game of Thrones of sort. Very, very, very controversial yesterday. A massive bombshell dropped by the Speaker of the Knesset, Yuli Edelstein of the Likud party, when he resigned, rather than adhering to an order by Israel's Supreme Court, which is to hold a vote for his replacement. Now, we do know that both the Likud and the Blue and White have been meeting quietly away from the media to hammer out some kind of coalition deal. But today there were threats from the Likud that they would end these coalition talks should the vote go through. And there are different parties within the Blue and White. Some say they will back the chairman, Benny Gantz, as a possible speaker. Why? We don't know. Why they haven't given their reasons for that. But the firm favorite to possibly be elected by the Blue and White and their coalition partners, or rather their bloc partners, Yisrael Beiteinu, and possibly the joint Arab list, is Mayor Cohen. And recently a vote has been held at the Knesset Arrangements Committee 9-7 to go ahead with these elections at 4 p.m. today. So a lot of toing and froing, a lot of musical chairs, and I have to say that it's almost a welcome distraction from all the corona headlines, but it still is a great concern to Israel's citizens. We need a unity government formed as soon as possible. We need the steering committee formed as soon as possible, and we need to get dealing with the crisis that Israel and the rest of the world face. But it is fast approaching Shabbat or weekend time in Israel, and if you're looking for something to read this weekend, look no further than our website at layoftheland.online. That's www.layoftheland.online. You can read Dave Kaplan's article. He's been speaking to a few people to find out what we have been doing at home, how we've been keeping active, and how we've been keeping in touch with everybody. You can also check it out on our Facebook page at Lottle Site, and we love to hear from you. If you're feeling maybe a little bit lonely or isolated, pop us a mail and we'll happily chat to you. And don't forget that you play a major part in disseminating news from Israel, and you can help us do this by subscribing to our YouTube channel. We are at the Israel Brief, and if you click on the subscribe button, it certainly helps us get Israel's side of the story out to the world. So I'm Rolene Marks, wishing you Shabbat Shalom and a good rest this weekend, and please stay safe and healthy. Until next week, this is the Israel Brief.